Welcome. This is Soothing Whispers ASMR. As always, if there are any words or sounds that you would like to see me perform, please leave them below in the comments. Today, I thought we could read some more Aesop's Fables and also include some of everyone's favorite popping bubble wrap. Who doesn't love this stuff? One of my favorite things to do as a kid, just pop all the bubble wrap, much to my parents' displeasure, of course. And now, let's shift over to some Aesop's Fables, beginning with the dog and his master's dinner. A dog had learned to carry his master's dinner to him every day. He was very faithful to his duty, though the smell of the good things in the basket tempted him. The dogs in the neighborhood noticed him carrying the basket and soon discovered what was in it. They made several attempts to steal it from him, but he always guarded it faithfully. Then one day all the dogs in the neighborhood got together and met him on his way with the basket. The dog tried to run away from them, but at last he stopped to argue. That was his mistake. They soon made him feel so ridiculous that he dropped the basket and seized a large piece of roast meat intended for his master's dinner. "Very well," he said, "you divide the rest." The moral: do not stop to argue with temptation. I have to say, from my own personal life, it seems like temptation always wins, so it's probably very good advice. Next up is the vain jackdaw and his borrowed feathers. A jackdaw is a type of bird. A jackdaw chanced to fly over the garden of the king's palace. There he saw with much wonder and envy a flock of royal peacocks in all the glory of their splendid plumage. Now the black jackdaw was not a very handsome bird, nor very refined in manner. Yet he imagined that all he needed to make himself fit in the society of the peacocks was a dress like theirs. So he picked up some cast-off feathers of the peacocks and stuck them among his own black plumes. Dressed in this borrowed finery, he strutted loftily among the birds of his own kind. Then he flew down into the garden among the peacocks, but they soon saw who he was. Angry at the cheat, they flew at him, plucking away the borrowed feathers and also some of his own. The poor jackdaw returned sadly to his former companions. There was another unpleasant surprise awaited for him. They had not forgotten his superior airs toward them, and to punish him, they drove him away with a rain of pecks and cheers. The moral: borrowed feathers do not make fine birds. Next is the monkey and the dolphin. It happened once upon a time that a certain Greek ship bound for Athens was wrecked off the coast close to Piraeus, the port of Athens. Had it not been for the dolphins, who at that time were very friendly toward mankind, and especially toward Athenians, all would have perished. But the dolphins took the shipwrecked people on their backs and swam with them to shore. Now it was the custom among the Greeks to take their pet monkeys and dogs with them whenever they went on a voyage. So when one of the dolphins saw a monkey struggling in the water, he thought it was a man and made the monkey climb up on his back. Then off he swam with him toward the shore. The monkey sat up, grave and dignified, on the dolphin's back. "You are a citizen of illustrious Athens, are you not?" asked the dolphin politely. "Yes," answered the monkey proudly. "My family is one of the noblest in the city." "Indeed," said the dolphin, "then of course you often visit Piraeus." "Yes, yes," replied the monkey, "indeed I do. I am with him constantly. Piraeus is my very best friend." This answer took the dolphin by surprise, and, turning his head, he now saw what it was he was carrying. Without much ado, he dived and left the foolish monkey to take care of himself, while he swam off in search of some human being to save. The moral: one falsehood leads to another. So in this one, I have to say that was kind of overkill on the dolphin's part. Yeah, it was rude of the monkey to lie, but I mean, come on, the monkey didn't deserve to die over it. But that's just my take, and I'm certainly not Aesop. Next up is the wolf and the ass. An ass was feeding in a pasture near a wood when he saw a wolf lurking in the shadows along the hedge. He easily guessed what the wolf had in mind and thought of a plan to save himself. So he pretended he was lame and began to hobble painfully. When the wolf came up, he asked the ass what had made him lame, and the ass replied that he had stepped on a sharp thorn. "Please pull it out," he pleaded, groaning as if in pain. "If you do not, it might stick in my throat when you eat me." The wolf saw the wisdom of the advice, for he wanted to enjoy his meal without any danger of choking. So the ass lifted up his foot, and the wolf began to search very closely and carefully for the thorn. Just then the ass kicked out with all his might, tumbling the wolf a dozen paces away. While the wolf was getting very slowly and painfully to his feet, the ass galloped away in safety. "Serves me right," growled the wolf as he crept into the bushes. "I'm a butcher by trade, not a doctor." The moral: stick to your trade. Next up is the monkey and the cat. Once upon a time, a cat and a monkey lived as pets in the same house. They were great friends and were constantly in all sorts of mischief together. What they seemed to think of more than anything else was to get something to eat. It did not matter much to them how they got it. One day they were sitting by the fire, watching some chestnuts roasting on the hearth. How to get them was the question. "I would gladly get them," said the cunning monkey, "but you are much more skillful at such things than I am. Pull them out, and I'll divide them between us." Pussy stretched her paw very carefully, pushed aside some of the cinders, and drew back her paw very quickly. Then she tried it again, this time pulling a chestnut half out of the fire. A third time, and she drew out the chestnut. This performance she went through several times, each time singeing her paw severely. As fast as she pulled the chestnuts out of the fire, the monkey ate them up. Now the master came in, and away scampered the rascals, Mistress Cat with a burnt paw and no chestnuts. From that time on, they say, she contented herself with mice and rats, and had little to do with Sir Monkey. Moral: the flatterer seeks some benefit at your expense. With that, I think that is the final moral for the day. So in closing today, I say stay safe and stay sane, because I think advice we all need at this particular time. Stay safe.